What up, Pips? What up, gang? I did have a position before stream, but I got stopped out break even. It was here. All right, let's give a few minutes. 15 minutes for this hourly closure. Let's give a quick analysis on gold. What up, dude? What's up, Chamo? All right. So we are on a bearish downtrend here, right? On the 4-hour time frame, we have closed below the most recent 4-hour support. We are now in a new 4-hour range, which would be this area here. We have a little zone here of indecision, where price wicks in and out of, wicked out of the zone, wicked out of the zone, and right now we're closing back into the zone. We have had our first closure in this zone. So let's see what can happen here. If we look now, we have a double bottom that formed here. We have some support that formed here on this level. And if we look back at the past, there really is no level here. This is the resistances are up here. It just created this fresh support here. I guess you probably have like an order block here on the 30. Yeah, minor. But I would like to see a pullback until these highs here before a rejection down. So that's why I was looking for buys here. From here to here, but ideally to here would be best. Let's see what happens here. What up, Jay? Arsad, how are you, brother? How are you, my guy? So earlier today, since there's more of you guys now, I took a buy position here and I got stopped out break even, and it ended up playing out. But this was at 6:12 market open. It ran for my entry 10 pips on the dot before rejecting. My target was right here, which if you see here, this is where we pulled back again. Pretty good stop loss. So this is the idea that I was looking at, right? With my entry down here, take profit up here. This with an entry down here is the kind of positions I want to be in because that gives me more data. That gives me a full run of 30 pips before coming back down. A full run, sorry, of 41 pips on the full position. We've respected this level, but we're kind of consolidating here. What's up, Hank? New York session. I had 0 trades today. New York session. I was busy for... So I woke up in the morning at 6 and I saw this price in a zone chopping. And I said, okay, cool. I'm going to wait until 7 to see what this hourly closure does. When the hourly closed, the first 15 minutes plummeted down, and I just seen it dumping, and I'm like, all right, I'm late for the sell entry, so let's see what it does. Price kept plummeting down, and then once I saw that we were at these lows here, and it was 7:30, I'm like, all right, we gotta wait for the hourly closure now. News is coming up, so let's just wait for news. And then I couldn't take a trade here. I missed my setup here basically, and then I waited for news. News came. News started pushing. News Wix was in drawdown on that news push, and then he got out in profit, and then price plummeted this way. And I'm like, and I was looking for an entry, and I decided to wait for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes after news, because this is what was happening during news. I didn't want to be in this. And then once I got back on the charts, I saw this like around 10, and it was already driving, and I was late for my entry. So I missed this entry, and then I missed this entry. And then later on in the day, I was looking for buy entries. I took a screenshot. What time? I sent it at 1:08 p.m. So the 1 o'clock candle. Buys at the 1 p.m. candle. Yeah. So I sent a screenshot of my idea that I had with the buy stop here. So that's all that yeah, I couldn't execute after like 3 o'clock. I was like, all right, I'm done for the day. What up, Chris? But not bad for my first no trade day. It was pretty straight. How'd you guys do this session, this New York session? We're at a support here, so I'm kind of bullish, but take a look at this. Look at how much chop we have here. I don't like that. We struggled here first, then we broke through a couple, struggled at the second level. So let's see if we can continue up here. Wait for the hourly closure. We might get a cross here on the 15. Chris, I think you're a little sus for not responding to me this morning, asshole. Yo, that post that Wix put up today, Forex gurus when they make their first $10,000 day, they go buy a Lamborghini, and Wix went to go see a play with his daughter. That or a musical with his daughter. That is the fucking goal, bro. That shit touched me deep, bro. I pictured myself in the future with my kids and my wife, and I'm like, wow, bro. That's real fucking motivation. Not this, not a fucking Lamborghini, bro. Not no financed Lamborghini, bro. We're in trading for freedom. For freedom. Not to be tied down to more fucking debt trying to finance a Lamborghini. That's what I'm looking for right now, my boy. 3 minutes for me. I got 3 minutos. This flip is looking clean. This flip is looking clean on the 15. But I'm gonna need this hourly to close. Give me that pullback. And then that flip bullish. And I'm in there like motherfucking swimwear. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Don't guide your privacy and break all the rules, please. Just kidding. Two minutes for this hourly closure, and this is looking good. What up, Nate? Let me not get so fucking ahead of myself here. And just be patient for the closure. The plan is to wait for this hourly closure. I'm gonna be interested in looking for buys. We're starting to respect support here, right? We've grabbed orders from underneath all these levels here. We're starting to push up. We have a minute for this hourly closure. We're forming more support here. Ideally, I would like to maintain above here so we can get that closure above, respecting this resistance, turning it into a support now with the 30 and the 15-minute closure. But if we start to close back into range, I'm going to wait for more liquidity to be swept and then try to take some more orders before coming back up. We could keep pumping, keep dumping, right? But rarely do we see Asian dumping. Usually Asian likes to fucking pump. Yesterday was a weird one towards the end of Asian. I don't know if it's just me thinking mentally, but for some reason, I think that Asian likes to drive bullish. Hourly closure. It just started driving up with no bottom wick, and I've seen this before. If this doesn't pull back, it's just going to continue flying through. If this does not pull back, it's just going to continue flying through, and it's going to be one of those. Give me a... That was a pullback, but there's no hourly bottom wick. Did I get one on my hourly? On my hourly, I got a bottom wick. Two pip bottom wick for me, way too fast for me to enter. Yeah, that was disgusting. I was looking for an entry down here. I mean, I got a 4 pip bottom wick on my end. Damn. I was looking at the other futures, but that was way too quick of a flip. This was the move here. This was the move to target the high. many pips to the top of the range here? I'm gonna have a buy stop. If this is our hourly top wick after creating this wick, now creating and rejecting it and then rejecting it again, I think this would be the hourly top wick. I don't think it'll re-break the highs to then flip bearish again. Unless it wicks me in, but I definitely think that this is a decent entry. I was gonna close their break even. I don't like how this is rejecting here. And that is break even. That's a full closure. That's TP hit. Failed to cancel order because TP hit, motherfucker, for 15 pips. I was going to close break even here. I did not like this happening right here. This could have easily been a shoulder for this head, and it could have rejected down fairly easy. Without the bottom wick on that hourly, this freezing up here could have gave us a potential hourly top wick, then rejected down, grabbed more orders, and then we would have likely had to pineapple out. But I gave it another candle for a second. I was prepared to hold some drawdown. I was still very bullish. Yeah, I'm happy with my closure. Ain't no complaints. Rex in the what is it? How does it go? Rex in the safe. Rex in the bank. The Rex are secured, bro. Ain't no complaints. Rex in the bank. So this is where Forex comes in handy, because instead of my TP being a 1 contract, I would have had my TP being 0.9 contracts, and then I would have had that 0.1 runner. Let's say we do catch the bottom of the day here, and this thing keeps fucking flying to the daily highs at 0.1. With a one contract, you made 150 bucks, and then if it flies to the daily highs again, that's another 300-400 pips. You're gonna make $300 off that point one. Leaving a 10% runner will make you double what your initial position would give you if you just let it run. Maybe even let that point one hit full. Maybe let that point one hit like or give it a little bit more before break even. Risk a little bit more money just to play it safe, bro. But that point one running or that final 10% running will make you so much money. I saw a girl this morning, Tanja Trades. She posted her screenshot, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. She entered like 10 contracts here. She closed like 5 contracts here, right? That's your scalp. And then she closed one more here, one more here, and then another final one here at the bottom. And then she left one running, and that one running, she put a stop loss somewhere up here, and it got stopped out up here. So this one made her double or triple what this one made her. Well, these 3 positions out here made her 3 times what this one made her. So I think she closed this one for like 1,000, and then these 3 were each like 5. Well, this one was like 300. This one was like 500. Then each of these were like $500 increments until it got up to like 3 grand. Why? Splitting one contract into 10 and then leaving the partials. She was scalping with 5 and then leaving the other 5 to run. This is where I said I wanted a top wick earlier, right? Before a continuation down. So we got to be very careful here. I want to actually close above and break. We have rejection, rejection, no bottom wick on the hourly. So we got to be very careful with this level here. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to plummet all the way back down to the bottom of the range and then continue up. But it's an area to watch out for. Depends how bullish the price is, right? Are we going to come up to this next level? And what did I say earlier? I've seen this too many fucking times where price drives up without that fucking wick and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going and just keeps going and going and going and going and it doesn't stop. And we've broken into a fresh, clean range. Let's see if we can form some support up here. But if it just keeps driving, then it just keeps driving. We add the money printer right here. But I'm so close to resistance. I just didn't measure. I'm not measuring these ranges, but that would have been a good buy. The moolah printer tapping this. I'm gonna let these SMAs catch up. They're flying away. I'm gonna let them catch up. I'm gonna give this a little bit.
Fuck that fine.
Yeah. It's just gonna keep going. It most likely is. When it does shit like this, it's most likely gonna keep going. We've seen it too many times. And I think this setup was late. I think my setup, not my setup here was late. I think my setup here was pretty decent. I just think that this range was kind of small, but it was pretty decent. This is basically my buy setup here on the break of the daily high here. But I've been refining it, and now I'm getting in here. And instead of catching the 10 pip push here, I'm catching the 15-20 pip push here. And then waiting for the setup again here, and then catching another scalp here possibly. Daniel Holder, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, that last 5 closed like ass with a no top wick, no bottom wick, my close candle. And it started with the top wick first, so created that top wick, rejected, had a resistance here where I thought we would still be pushing another 20 pips, but it closed. It rejected pretty quickly and then now comes back down. Is this a bottom wick for the, as it's creating the top wick, sorry, to prepare us for the 15? The previous 15 has no bottom wick because of the arrow. Think it's going to still keep pushing up? what you think, Eddie?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. So you're saying you think that
Oh. No, yeah, I was saying this phone I rejected right off the resistance, and that I had there, I thought it would actually be a little bit higher, 20 pips higher. And so right now the 15 is holding in 2 minutes. Are we seeing this being a top wick being left for the 15, despite the fact that it has no bottom wick since it's the also hourly open?
so? A
And
couple.
you're still looking for buys, or is this going to just reject, come back down? Just wait for the low?
That's what I was just about to say. So a couple things could be happening, right? So we're on a massive bearish downtrend. Scalping these pullbacks and these bounces have to be, you have to have extra confirmation because of these supports being formed here, and that's why I was really comfortable taking buys here. But we're still lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. If we look here on the hourly, we still have a high here, and if this confirms a high and we start breaking the lows, that's the lower high, and this shit could just continue down.
Yeah.
Like that, knowing that on the higher time frame, that's more likely to happen than for it to continue if it does continue down and break the lows for the hourly. But if we stay above this range here, start forming support, and then come back to re-break the high, then we've completely broken structure, and if we re-break like this hourly high, we completely broke structure, and we're starting to come back up and maybe grab orders up here or something. So it just depends on what this hourly does. Because if this hourly flips bearish and we start getting more range on the daily low, what does that look like? It just looks like a lower high on the hourly before a continuation down. Like, well, this is a minor support here, but it's also a minor support here. It gave us a decent pump, and then it rejected and dumped hard as fuck. Like, you can see it here, like this wick here, as soon as this hourly closed, that it dumped down. It's doing something very similar right now. So like earlier when Drizza got in, that was the ideal entry to be the safest possible to catch that move all the way up there. But taking buys up here is not as safe anymore as if we were still all the way down here. Like it came all the way back down to my entry right now. It's literally 3 pips away from my entry. So I don't even know if holding a runner would have. Yeah, our entry here was a little bit. Well, I don't know if you took the same entry as me.
I did. I actually also took earlier than that as well, something else.
I wanted to take an earlier setup there too. If the hourly would have gave me a bottom wick and then flipped at that same spot, that's where I would have entered as well. I just needed that bottom wick. It didn't give it though on gold on spot.
Yeah, no, you're right. I still took it, but I was in prior to the actual hourly.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, that's what gave me an attack. When it rejected, and then I tagged, and then when it pumped up, I caught like 35 pips just with that.
Nice.
On four positions. Right now, the 15 is opening, created the bottom first.
Yeah, and it looks like the money printer on the 5 right here.
What up, guys?
How are you, bro?
Daniel?
It's good, it's been a
I
minute.
also caught sales with Drizza. I just closed actually. I don't know if I should keep holding that strong. Just the 5.
Yeah, I had the same position, to be honest.
Yeah. 5 gave the bottom wick first, and so I'm not sure if this is now giving a top wick come back.
Yeah, we're at an indecision level right now. We're deciding because if this keeps pumping up, what did we just do? We rejected the daily low, we created a high, we can fill this wick right back up, right? And it's very, very plausible. So we just created a high, and if we can create some support here, maybe I can get a little crossover here, and then I can take another retest of the high, which is pretty decent. There's 40 pips in this range here. So maybe it doesn't come all the way back up here, but most likely it's going to come retest somewhere here before coming down. If it does form some support here, you'll get that lower high, and then it continues down.
Yeah,
I wouldn't consider this the lower high yet.
Technically, right here, we have resistance at 79 or 80 on spot. So I'm wondering if that's going to keep pushing out to 82 and then come back down from there. I'm not sure where I would get into for a top wick. Despite the fact that it gave us bottom wick first.
Yeah, I think the daily might flip with it the way I was looking, but it might flip and come right back up.
Yeah, if you're just trading off the daily time frame or like the higher time frame, it just looks like you're just waiting for a sell stop at this point after closing below. You're just waiting for a sell stop, daily break of the low, stop loss on the high, and then take this whole dump down.
I think it was the day before.
This looks clean.
Sniped the daily on Asian.
That looks clean.
Doing that to 20 pips.
See how we're rejecting this area? Oh, my bad. What'd you say? You said yesterday Asian, you caught 120?
Yeah, not yesterday, the day before, when the Asian came up with our top weight. I don't know if you guys saw it.
The day before yesterday, I had the shit ton of drawdown during that session. And then yesterday was just straight into profit. Bam, 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 into profit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what?
I've been trading NAS lately, and I gotta say, it's been a lovely pair.
I only had one setup on Nas today, and I didn't take it, and it was the sell right here.
Yeah, I had sales on NAS today as well. I think I caught like 200 pips.
The sell right here when the 5 minute did this.
I had a swing on NAS as well. I swing the daily, the whole daily.
See, like, this is what I'm talking about for the potential scalp for buys here, because when price creates a high, you sometimes come back to retest that high before the actual dump. But it doesn't always test the high completely. A lot of the times, it just goes kind of to the previous level. So if this were to form support here, give you like a nice bottom wick and then a flip bullish, you can take some buys to catch something over here. But this range is massive. We have 35 pips, 40 pips in this range. So you can catch a very nice scalp there before it plummets back down. And then once it does reject and plummet back down, you know that you can start looking for sells at the top because that would be confirming the daily high. Like the buys ran out of steam, completely rejected. If we don't start to fill this wick up and we start to reject, there's a very high likelihood that this is the daily high. And how much range do we have down? 48
trying to
pips.
break it right now. It's retesting it. It's retested it four times right now. It looks like it wants to come down. Not sure where it'll break it, but obviously, Jersey got in at 9.5, so he just killed it. He's up like 60 pips right now. So
How you
getting
guys
in now is a
trade?
little different. But
Yeah, the more I trade, the more I look into it, and the more I notice it's just levels and price, bro. Levels and price, bro. And the candles will give you an idea of what way it's gonna go. And that's it, bro. You just look at your levels and price, and you trade from level to level to level to level, and that's the key. The more levels that I put on there, the more structure that I could see, the easier it is for me to catch an entry and snipe that push
And last you guys hear from Mark Mechanic.
every day.
Uh, yeah, so it's been a while. So how you guys been?
Yeah, I talk to him every day, but we talk about a lot of trading stuff all day long. But he wanted to do the solo journey grind. When you're in like dark mode in the solo grind, that's when you really start leveling the fuck up.
Yeah, you guys see I went ghost, so that's what I'm really doing. And to me, like I don't really tune into the streams now, but I do hop on one or two times. But like I feel like I'm way more locked in, like and
Good.
focused and
That's the
just
progression. Like I'm a
yeah,
moderator on both Don and
like
Wix's channel, and I show up in the morning so that I can say hi to everybody. I talk a little bit of shit, and then when it's my time to trade, I gotta dip out. And then once I'm done catching a trade, and I have like my cool down time where I'm just chilling, then I go back on and I talk some more shit, and moderate a little bit. But yeah, bro, learning to at least tune out the noise. You hear the analysis, you hear the breakdown, you see how, oh shit, he's developing his breakdown a little bit deeper. Oh, I never seen that before. I never seen that perspective in the markets before, huh? That's what you're looking at when you're taking these wick entries, huh? Then I can start using those ideas and implementing them into my trading and saying, oh, how can I use that concept to catch this entry right here for the push up? We know that price doesn't usually make a high and reject like that. It usually comes up to retest that high. So if you're starting to form a specific kind of structure, is it possible to get some buys up to at least here before coming down? I mean, you have a decent range there. So it's
yeah,
just things like that that you start to that Wick starts to see, that you start to see, that you're like, oh shit. Like I'm that's something that I'm forward testing. But if this 5 minute would have had a bottom wick and then flipped bullish, I would have set a buy stop. Bottom wick and then flipped bullish, I would have had a buy stop here and probably targeting this level here. So that would have been 16 pips.
Like, I think it was like a month ago or something like that. Like, I've gotten all the knowledge quick and done. It taught me everything I needed to know. It's just like locking in and just tune out everything focused on me and what I want to do and how I want to trade and how I want to manage risk. Because at the end of the day, it's my account and I'm responsible for everything that happens to it. So it feels good. It feels good. Because
Yeah, options. I agree with you, options. I disregarded the bottom wick because I've seen that happen many, many times during Asian, where it just drives without the wick and literally is just a liquidity grab. It doesn't need to give you wicks because it's not the right move. It's just a liquidity grab. And if I get that setup that I'm looking for, I'm gonna take that liquidity grab because this was literally just a liquidity grab. There was no structure. It was just straight liquidity back down. Whenever it's a liquidity grab, there's gonna be a lot of no bottom wicks and a lot of no top wicks. And I've been trying to see how can I get in that because those pushes are fucking nice and the setups are clean. The only thing missing is the bottom wick. That's the only thing missing. So I like to see if it was a move like this, right, where it just drove up straight and didn't pull back, I wouldn't have entered a buy stop here. But when it pulled up, pulled back, the candle actually closed respecting the resistance. Then this next candle came up, closed respecting the previous high of that candle. I'm like, all right, cool. That's a sign of price starting to confirm a top wick. And then once the next candle came back down all the way down here, I said, okay, cool. If price is gonna flip the hourly bearish after rejecting the hourly high 3 times, it's most likely not gonna come back up if it's going to come down bearish. So, but if it's going to break these highs, it's most likely going to push. That's were the two different scenarios that I was thinking. Because of how we reacted here on the hourly high, I was like, all right, cool. If this breaks the high, this setup is valid, we're going to fly. If it rejects this, the hourly no bottom wick is strong as fuck, so price is going to come down and flip bearish and continue bearish for the day. So because of I saw my setup, everything happened perfectly on my setup. The only thing, it was the bottom wick on that hourly. I wanted to see what it did at the top wick. And because it did this and then still continued, that's why I had my buy stop there. We hovered around the top wick area. We rejected it a few times and still broke through it. That means that we're not coming back down for that hourly bottom wick. I mean, the 1 minute candle came, then the next candle came all the way back down to the opening of the no bottom wick and then flipped. So it attempted to grab a bottom wick, but it didn't quite get it. So that's why I still confirmed that and took the buy stop. It doesn't necessarily need a bottom wick, but if on the smaller time frame, we open up on the hourly and then we come down, retest the hourly open, and then flip bullish, I would consider that an attempt for a bottom wick, and I would still take that trade. Depends though. It has to look like my setup though, right? Closures above, retest, closure above, break, retest, flip. That's what I'm looking for. Same basics. Two hours flying up for a 2 minute retracement. Would you look at that? This, if for buys, this 30 cannot close below here. The 15 we need to close above. The 5-minute we need to remain where it's at to close above, and that would keep the 1-minute structure perfect for the push up to the upside here. I mean, this looks valid. This looks valid to me. Three minutes. But those 3 minutes could give us the 20, 17, 43. Who's looking for buys? I am. We've already had a one higher time frame closure with no bottom wick. I'm gonna need to wait for this 30. This could literally push now, but I need to wait for the 30. A minute and a half. I'm gonna look away because that shit is enticing to just hop in right now. Yep, it might just go without us. One minute. Just gotta be patient. If it drives without us, it drives without us. How many times have waiting for the hourly closure fucked us? Not much. How many times have not waiting for the higher time frame closure fucked us? Many times. $30 seconds left. The 30 is closing above exactly where I need it to close. The 15 is closing where I need it to close. It just needs to pull back a little bit to give us that top wick. The big candle on the right is the daily candle. I like to have the daily candle on my screen to see what my daily bias is going to be and what range I'm in for the day. My highs or lows or openings. Those are all key levels for volume. If you were on here a little bit earlier, you would have seen how I took that trade. That was a closure. Starting to come down. I'm gonna have a buy stop. I'm not targeting the full daily high though. Yeah, I'm gonna close it here at break even. I don't like how this moved. It can drive up for all I care. I'm a little more comfortable staying out. I gave you 15 pips. How come I didn't see that? Maybe I would have closed. I did set my buy stop a little higher. I saw 14 in total, but I didn't see 14. It only showed me 4 pips. That's sketchy.
I'm gonna go get you guys. I'm done. Bye.
Yeah, that should have been a 15 pip win, to be honest. That was 18 pips, and if you look back at my screen, there was only 4 pips of profit the whole time. Yeah, I closed one BE, I closed my trade out right now. My buys break even. It didn't drive. It needed to drive. It needed it it did drive. I saw 18 pips. I just don't understand why. I was in the volume candle too that pushed us out. And that whole candle was 21 pips. And I only saw 4 pips of profit the whole time. That is quite annoying. That might be the delay in price from the feed to trading view. I might have to just get the fucking hang of trade of 8.
Yeah, I'm still in there. I'm in drawdown. 2 pineapples. Wondering if this can push back up. New 5. The 5 closed bearish. New 5 bottom first. I don't know if this can push up. Can't take it out.
It can, but it would have to give me a little bit more to get the same setup that we just had here again. I need a little bit more. It's so crazy. That's so annoying though. Where my entry was, it was just above this high here. I got this and I gave it one more pip here, and we drove a full 17 pips from my entry, and I only had 4 pips of profit the whole time. It said 4 the entire time. It didn't change. Maybe I should have had the P&L loaded on the side, or maybe the Trade of 8 P&L on my phone. Maybe the Trade of 8 P&L. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it would need for me for it to push back up. I'm still waiting on that. Might be the decision area. I think I would get 28.
Yeah, if we're going to continue up, we should be able to respect these levels here before coming up.
That's what I'm hoping. That's where I took my pineapple my last one. So that's hopefully. I'm
If
very close to get
yeah,
15 pips from BE.
if I was in drawdown, my entry was here, I would have. How many pips of this drawdown that was? That was 21 pips. Yeah, I would have taken the pineapple.
Yeah, I took it at 28.79.
A wick entry pineapple there would have brought me up 9 pips from 15, so that would have been up 4 pips of profit right here.
Let's hope it holds here.
My bad. My cousin came in and it sounded like a woman, and I thought it was my Indian neighbor coming in my fucking house, and I was like, "Yo, what the hell just happened?" I muted stream to focus up. So, whatever trade you took was a motherfucking banger, cause you just caused price to fucking plummet, bro. It's all your fault. I don't have any milk.
I know, I saw.
I took the last of the milk to eat cereal. Yeah. Well, two things. Depending on how much drawdown you want to take, right? This is where we took the fuck off from. And it could also be where we plummet from. If these lows and these lows weren't strong enough to fly us out of this range, it will likely grab orders steeper and re-break the daily low and continue coming down. It all depends on how it reacts off of these levels, because if it's not respecting or impulsing down, like we just rejected heavy here, and then we tried to pump up again and rejected heavy once again. So are we seeing the top for the day before a drop down like similar to this? Or are we just kind of like in this gap ranging a little bit before price decides to fly?
Oh, I just closed the. Oh my god, I took 4 fucking pineapples.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is only 15 pips from my entry. 9 pips from my entry, so you should have been beating on the pineapples, yeah?
Yeah, I took it again at 78, and I took it at 79. That was where the resistance was, and I was looking at the same thing I had already taken when you mentioned it, and I was like, all right, perfect. And then as soon as the 5 flipped, I knew that we were good. And once it did, it flipped another, 7 pips or 6 pips, and that got me to BE, and I thought,
Yeah, and it's really a decision level, right? Because if it would have rebroke the low, now you know you're respecting these levels as resistance and it's starting to come down. This would have been, the break of this candle low would have been perfect to close. Because if it is going to be bullish, we just closed bullish respecting this support. We're likely going to grab some orders and then flip bullish and continue up if it is going to continue up.
to be honest, I would not have closed until the hour. Until it either would have broken the hourly or the daily would have flipped. So that was still at 76 on spot. So I was still gonna hold it and wait to see.
Yeah, exactly. It all depends on what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. No, I could take a lot of pineapples. Thank God. Look how the fish is going on now. No, I could take like 15, 20 pineapples. My loss was low enough with my balance high enough to protect stuff that way. So, but yeah, I think I'm using that strategy the same as Wix would use it. But no, I can't close the hour. It still hasn't flipped. Still hasn't closed. And I started understanding why he was doing that. So yeah, it's up to my plan.
And that's ideally the best way that you would like to scalp, in my opinion. The reason that I do a little bit different is because I'm on prop firms and the trailing drawdown is a bit different. But eventually, like, yeah, bro, I mean, let's just take...
Yeah, I keep forgetting people are prop firms.
Let's just take examples here. Yeah, bro, I'm 27. I don't have a 6-figure account just yet, but just know it's fucking coming. But if you would have took a buy here, drawdown of like 400 pips, but stacking 3-4 buys here that pulled the 100 up 170 pips, 3 buys at 170 pips. If you're 3 times 170, that's 510, and you lost here on the buy 370. So you're still up 100 pips if you took 1 buy here and just held all the way until the next major support. Like, even if you're like that, you still can come out on top if you just have enough leverage. Even if you fuck up. That's why Don and Wix have such large stop losses, because they've been trading so long that they know eventually the pineapple will get them out of the trade. And then if they do lose, that it's structured and they know that eventually with the win streaks, they're going to come out on top. And especially now that the win streaks are not just 10 pips anymore, the win streaks are 50 pip days, 100 pip days, 80 pip days. That's the difference now, right? Where when Don was trading on stream, he would catch like 10, 20 pips in a day, and then a really bad loss would set us back like a month and a half, 2 months. Whereas now a big loss is probably a couple weeks or a week, not a month like it was previously or a quarter like it was previously. Like Don was positive for an entire quarter, and then like 2 losing days ended the quarter negative. And that was like when he was streaming on live. Eddie, gotta put a TP. Same scenario I spoke about yesterday, sticking to the plan. Facts, bro. You were looking for sells while I was looking to go break even on buys. Why was I looking to go break even? Because I saw those motherfucking sells forming. And I said, nope. I'm not getting caught in this today. I saved only 30 pips of drawdown before it came back to the entry. That's not a big deal, but a break even. Everybody's listening to that from Nate. Good. Nate's giving us a nice little concert.
Yeah, okay. That,
And I know exactly what song you're listening to, but I don't even know what it's called.
yeah, actually, what the fuck? Got us out of the routine of the
Drawdown. That song pumped the market.
it pushed it out for a quick again.
Oh, that happened to me when Wix first started letting us in. It wouldn't automatically mute our mics at first.
You need to say pause when you say let us in.
Pause.
You started letting us in. Pause.
But when we would do the zooms and I would get in the zoom and I wouldn't have my microphone would be on, and random shit in my background, and everybody on stream would just listen to that, and I'm like, oh fuck. Here, look, here it's given us a couple of opportunities to get out break even, and it's wicking, and look at all these no bottom wicks. So this is where if I would have held the trade, there's still no profit here. It would have given me one opportunity to go break even, and this is minus 4 or 5 pips on this trade right now. So it's giving me plenty of opportunities to get out here, and this is not my entry. My entry was the pop. That's the entry that I want to be in. If it's not giving me that, then I'll just get out break even, miss the trade if anything, and then wait for the next setup. As of right now, I'm a scalper, not a swing trader, so my buys earlier in the market, when I took a buy here, it went draw down 30 pips and then it still hit profit. If this comes up and it hits profit after drawdown of 30 pips, that's more data to my collection.
Did Eric hit his IPF too?
I just realized how much I'm up in this session. I'm up 148.80 pips. I have no idea how the fuck that happened.
I don't know if you guys follow bodybuilding, but a very young up-and-coming bodybuilder at 22 years old just won his pro card and won overall best in the amateurs and overall best to win his pro card. Pretty cool shit to do at 22 years old. All right, there is at my entry for the second time. Let's see what happens.
But the 15 has no bottom weight. You would still get in there.
No.
Right.
My idea is gone, out of the water. I want to see what we do here. Do we fill the range and start to re-break the daily high? If so, then I can start looking for more positions to re-break in the daily high. Maybe positions above here. We still have 23 pips to the daily high. But now with no bottom wicks on the 30, no bottom wicks on the 15, Oh, the 30 just barely made that bottom wick. So yeah, no bottom wick here. We're closing respecting resistance here. We came up to retest the resistance. If this flips bearish, it's coming down. But for all we know, usually I see Asian fucking pumping, especially when you get some shit like this. Asian, when you see this starting in the Asian Open, bro, you're like, ah, fuck, here we go. It's one of those nights where Asian just starts pumping for like 1,000 pips. And if it does, that would just confirm the idea. The same thing that I've been looking at with gap openings. If price gaps up during the opening and we come back to retest the gap, we usually mimic the same move that happened during the gap. You can kind of see it right here. We gapped right here. We retested that gap and price fucking flew. Yeah, rejection, 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 rejection. But on the 1 minute time frame, you're looking like you're forming support here and remaining above. But for you pattern traders, what's this look like to you? We're forming a wedge, and it could be breaking out of the wedge at any time. So where is it gonna break out? I guess we'll find the fuck out. Exactly. So the reason that I'm remaining on funded accounts is because 1% of 250K in funding is 2,500. If I'm doing that a week on average, which is normally what I do more than 1% a week. I do like 3 or 4% a week. But if I take it conservatively and do 1% a week, I'll have a 6-figure account in 6 months. And then I'll eliminate all my prop firms and just trade a live account. But I'm also going to be connecting that to my live account so that in those 6 months, my live account will be growing with the same pips that my funded accounts are growing. You have to be growing your live account at the same time, dude. You just have to. Unless you have money in the bank and then eventually you're going to put 5, 10, 20K down in the bank. But if you don't and you're putting in 500 here, a couple hundred here, you got to be growing that live account consistently, even with your fundeds. It's a whole different beast. Trading a live account is a whole different feeling than trading even live funded accounts. That's why you need to do both. Take all the pressure, all the workload, be a fucking man. Or a woman if you're a female in the chat. But 100% of my audience is women. YouTube doesn't even count SL as a female on the stats because she's the only one. It gave us every opportunity to get out break even. If I was still holding these buys, I would be an asshole right now. We just have a higher time frame closure respecting, no bottom wick. We're rejecting the area again. Old me would be sitting here saying, please pump, please pump, please pump, please pump, please pump. I'm always right. 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 You gotta understand when you're wrong, bro. And just take it. So the way that I really help myself understand when I'm wrong and when I need to close, I start to contemplate every possibility. And if I say, okay, I see 6 sell signals and 5 buy signals, and I'm in a buy, I need to start managing risk because it's 50-50 right now. Yeah, the daily just flipped. So that was some good risk management there, brother. Very good risk management. And Bougie, this wick is just a little bitch. Don't worry. If it wasn't for this wick ass bitch, you would have been alright. Yeah, bro. It never came back. What entry did you have? Up here? Top wick entry? Or money printer sell here? This kind of was the money printer. It was, but it never topped wick. They just gapped up. Liquidity grab, huh? To be honest, I don't know if I can take any sells until we break these lows here. These lows gave us such a strong push. 130 pip push. Market open, 122 pip push. Looking at Drizza's entry, if it was on gold here, it would have never came back to your entry. But considering we're on futures, bro, I think that might have whipped you out. If you were break even, I think that might have whipped you out here on gold. But here, see how we flew up all the way up here? If you would have had the top wick sells here, you would have been fine. You could have even hedged top wick sells and then tried to scalp some buys here while your sells in profit. That's another thing. If you start getting really good, at swing entries and you're over here swinging, you can still take the buy here to scalp up as your swing is playing out here. This is break even hedging this loser if it loses. As this is 100 pips in profit and this one starts to go negative 50, you're still up 50 pips in profit while this one continues plummeting down. Even if this one hits stops, you would just close both trades and still be in profit. Yeah, that's swing traders to us scalpers look like gods. When I'm like, you caught 300 pips, bro. I'm over here at motherfucking 15, dog. But that's the strap, bro. That's what I like. I like getting in and out. I like setting my buy stop. I like price flying, and within 5 minutes it hits my TP. That to me feels so good. What are we doing here? 4 minutes for the hourly closure, and we're still dumping, breaking the daily low. If this hourly closes no bottom wick, that's literally gonna fuck half the session up. Let's hope it keeps driving, gives us a bottom wick, closes below this most recent range, and then we can look for continuations down to refill the range. Then I can look for a continuation down. I say we a lot, but it's really me, and you can take whatever trades you want because you're your own money manager, risk manager. We're not traders, we're risk managers, like option says. Take your own trades every night. A message from Cash App. Bitcoin down 5%. Whoa. The Nasdaq did the same shit, 5% the other day. Who cares? Yeah, I'm about to give you guys a little bit of advice, especially for a lot of you younger guys. You guys need to be investing into index funds because $300 a month right now when you retire at 60, if you're in your 20s, will be $2 million. Even if inflation is so bad that the money loses 50% of its value, that's still $1 million in value off of you investing 160 grand in total over the whole course of time. So $300 a month, you need to work hard enough to where $300 a month doesn't hurt you, and you can invest that into your fucking future. If all else fails, you will cement yourself as a millionaire, even a multi-millionaire when you retire, and you will still end your life as a multi-millionaire with only $300. You really need to do that. especially now with the way the market's going. If the market keeps dumping and you're investing into into like QQQ or like the Vanguard or something like that, and the market keeps dumping and your average just keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower, when that shit starts flying, you're gonna see 30, 40, 50% years, bro. It's gonna be crazy. Long live the long term. Long term, holding this position and trying to pineapple out as many times as I can would result in me being greedy enough and saying, oh, look, we bounced off of here. Maybe both of my pineapples can be an entry. And instead of closing break even, I continue to hold for more profit. And that fucks me more than losing 4 pips on a break even does. That annoys me way more than losing 4 pips on a break even. Losing 4 pips on a break even, I'm like, ah, fuck. Now I'm down 4 pips. When, if I think about it, I could have said, oh shit, now I'm down 75 pips. I'm out. What a savage. What was that? Savagery at its finest. If that's 2 entries up here, that's 200 pippos. Yeah, I wouldn't be taking a rebreak of the low here. We have too much support here. I need to be into clean range. See, taking the rebreak of the highs when we're in clean range makes perfect sense. Perfect sense when we're in dumping into clean range. But when we're not, oh, hourly closure. Hourly is coming down for a bottom wick. What's this 4-hour look like? 4 hours bearish with no bottom wick. We're starting to lose steam on this 4-hour. And we have a lot of volume in the market right now. Where are we going to bounce off of? Our next major support's all the way down here. We don't have any support besides this. I guess this is a strong support. How many pips would that rebreak have given? 15? Yeah. Too far away from my EMAs. Too close to this support. Now that we've tapped this support, let's see if we can start flying back up here. With the way it's flying, we might liquidity sweep before coming back up, so we gotta be very careful. Or we might just be turning this into the new resistance to finally come down to the next range that we had marked up earlier, which is here. If it does start to plummet down, right, take a look at what just happened, what we were talking about earlier, Jay. It's just market structure on the higher time frame playing out and doing its thing. We got the high, the lower high, the high, just perfect market structure. We confirmed that lower high before coming down. So this is the only thing that disrupted the structure. But now that we've created a new low, is this a liquidity grab before a continuation up because this market structure broke? Or are we too strongly bearish and we're just going to continue down forming new bearish structure? So that was a good closure and a good pineapple out of those entries.
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. I'm so happy that I was able to close, even though it pushed up 15 pips more. I didn't care. It was in the right position at some point.
Yeah, like
yeah, we just caught those sells with wicks on the signal channel just before the 4-hour close, and it just pumped down. I closed 20 pips higher than the lowest it went because I didn't think it was going to reach all of it, but it filled the entire funnel.
holy shit.
So,
but yeah, like
yeah, I was thinking of
you wouldn't trade those.
Now, but,
yeah, I'm looking for that. I'm just got to see what it does here. But yeah, you wouldn't trade those 15 pips for an extra 100 pips of drawdown on 2 positions. You would be like, nah, I'd rather close break even or lose a couple of pips than be 200 pips in drawdown right now in 3 minutes. So
correct. I would have even closed. I was looking at closing at 10 pip loss as well, but then I saw the 5 flip. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let me give it a chance, and it did.
I made the decision at 4 pips. I saw it hit my break even a couple times, then 1 pip in profit, and I'm like, all right, this is it. It's at 2 pips in profit. I'm gonna give it one chance to give me a pop up, If it doesn't give me the chance and it pops down, which it did to -4, I said I close, and it was a good closure. It went over, it went to my break even 3 times, and it would have never went back, you know. So it gave me plenty of opportunities to not be a dick. Bro, look at this, another one with no skin. Oh no, never mind. Bro, I keep getting these cigars, and sometimes they're coming with like no leaf on the outside, just like the inside. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of factory is this? Mass producing cigars over here instead of hand rolling them.
Yeah, they're definitely not Cuban then.
Nope. I gotta start smoking more of my Cuban cigars, but they're expensive, bro. They're like 50 fucking bucks.
Do you have a humidifier at least?
Like the
Humidifier, sorry. Humidor?
the Cohibas.
No, I'm saying like, do you have the fridge or the?
Oh no, I don't have any of that.
humidor
No.
For the cigars to keep it fresh, no?
Nope. I would have to go to the store, buy it, and smoke it that same day.
Oh, okay. They usually have it in. But
Yeah, they're.
I guess.
Is that cigar place still in downtown? With the Indian guy on the inside?
Like above each the cigar, something like that.
No, it was like a fancy cigar store downtown in Palm Beach here, and I think they closed down because back then.
No.
Yeah, I think they closed down because back then nobody smoked cigars, but now the ambient in downtown is different. More people smoke cigars. There's more higher end people there, so that place would have done very well right now.
Yeah, I think it might have started with Andrew Tate smoking. Oh, jeez. Okay, hold on. Let's pop it down. No.
It's a donut shop now. Chris, damn, you heard me. Dude, Chris, I said your name a million times and you heard me when I'm talking about fucking West Palm. You miss all the good shit, bro. You miss the trade, you miss the risk management, you miss the breakdowns, and then you come when we're talking about dumb shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Whoever took buys there, I hope you're fucking break even, closing 90%, set in stops in profit, something. Don't be an asshole and let that go, my brother. That was a 1 minute 50 pip push, 40 pip push. What is gold doing? Are we just gonna bounce back and forth here? I don't think so. You have your vape on you know?
Huh?
You have your vape?
No.
Marica. I've been here for a minute though. EddieLifts. What up, Jonathan? You sent me a friend request on Discord, right? Yes, sir. I did my due diligence. I made sure it wasn't no scammer. Holy crap. So, this is ugly, right? I don't like the way that this rejected, but on the 15 minute, it does look cleaner. On the 15 minute, it looks like a cleaner rejection, but on the 1 and the 5, I don't like. So, we're still trending downward here, but creating support here. So, what is going on? That 15 flip. What did it give? 13? Yeah, 13 pips, huh? What are we gonna do here? This is the level I'm looking at. Let's see what we do here. What are stops here? 60 pips, kind of steep. Are you FVG traders taking your sells right now? Are you ICT traders taking your fair value gap sells? So look, this is how complicated ICT is. You have a fair value gap, right? They'll say fair value gap, you take buys once you break into the fair value gap to fill it. Or if you reject the fair value gap, it's an inverted IFVG and you take a sells. Bro, you're just taking a sells if it breaks the high, and or taking a buy if it breaks the high and a sell if it breaks the low. That's it. Into clean traffic. Into clean traffic. Into clean traffic. We're at a level where either way that we pop, it's into clean traffic. And depending on what you're seeing, a buy stop here is valid into clean traffic, and a sell stop here is valid also into clean traffic. Both were valid at this level. We have clean traffic either way. Whichever way you pop, you're going to get a decent push into that empty range. Probably a little later. Yeah, I was asking for the other one.
No,
That's the one you left to your house? I like those when I'm streaming. Yo, drop a like if you're enjoying the stream. Subscribe if you support your boy. Today I applied for monetization, or yesterday, and I've been waiting to see if I've been accepted or not. I've been denied 2 times. Can you believe that? Crazy. They said, "Oh, you need more original content." And I'm like, "Do you not see the 250 videos that I have posted with my face in every single one of them?" They're like, "Yeah, but that's not enough. Those are just shorts. You need videos." And I'm like, "All right. I've been grinding for the last 4 months, posting video after video after video, doing stream after stream after stream after stream. So, I don't see why not." All right. So we just crossed here at a level of support. We crossed here at a level of resistance and it dumped. Are we getting that push up? We're starting to reject. We're starting to break the highs here. We have a 15-minute closure in 1 minute. This flip could be super valid. But on the 5 and the 1 minute, I mean on the 1 minute, it doesn't look as clean. It looks like we have too much resistance here. I want to see it clear these levels and then I can look for continuations. Because we have 50 pips in this range, so we can catch anything in here. We can catch a nice scalp in here. 15 just closed. We closed doji. If this can come down first, it kind of did there. Not on futures though. Futures, it doesn't have a bottom wick, but it does have a slight bottom wick there. Hey, Jamal Thomas, my dog. Yo, I know air conditioning is what I do for a living, and I just heard my neighbor's air conditioner from another house, and I can already tell what problem they're having just by the sound it made through my window. Isn't that fucking crazy? I can already tell what the issue is by just hearing the sound it made. It's kind of like when Wix is like, yeah, I just look at the charts, and sometimes I already know what's gonna happen, so I just enter a trade. Thoughts on prop firms? I'm a prop firm trader. I'm a funded trader, my boy. But the goal is to take enough payouts to have a 6-figure live account, and then I won't be trading fundeds anymore. Here in Florida, bro, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 neighbors, all within I can see from my window. If I gave everybody free AC work, I'd be working every single day for free. Like a good neighbor, I'm gonna charge you. Cash, please. And write it out to tips. No taxes. Psych. I'm just kidding. IRS, if you're listening. You can audit me. I'm legal. I pay my taxes. Unfortunately. Fortunately, I'm fucking legal. Can we break this level? If you're in New York and you need your air conditioning serviced, my brother, I'm sorry, but I cannot fly 22 hours or drive 22 hours in my work truck up there to to go check it out. That's 22 hours on the clock. That would be a $3,850 charge in just labor, just to drive up there. And we would have to charge more because that's not including gas. We'd probably add like another 450 on there. So it'd be 4,300 in just labor for a service. Oh, you're in Wellington? Oh, bro. Anytime, dog. Anytime. My uncle owns the business. My cousin's dad over here. My cousin, my other cousin, his brother, um, and me work at there. So it's just us three. We're killing it. Us three Cubans. Oh yeah, I can do cleaning the vents all over the house. Yeah, we'll send one of our guys to go do it. One of our subs. We charge 35 each vent. So if you have like 10 vents, that'd be like 350. Then the maintenance would be 90. So it'd be like 450 for the full cleaning and a service. So it's not bad. We have really, really, really good prices compared to most people around. And we don't use any illegal immigrants. We use everybody licensed. The only illegal one is one of our guys, but don't worry about it. I'm just kidding. Everybody's legal, don't worry. Yeah, the duct cleaning would be 35 for each vent, and the cleaning the whole central air conditioner is $90 for a super clean. Now we're legal as shit. We're actually so legal that it's annoying. That is actually very annoying, and I'm like, how much I could save so much money if we just didn't have to pay all these taxes, payroll taxes, if we didn't need insurance for this, insurance for that. Like, my brother, why do I need $1 million insurance when the most that I will ever damage is like 5K of damage? That's the most that an air conditioner will ever do. People are crazy. Insurances are crazy. It's like your car saying, yeah, you're gonna need $1 million liability insurance, but I have a 1995 Honda. Yeah, but you never know if you crash a Lamborghini. That worker's name has his papers. And as soon as he got his papers, guess what he did? Started working. Dude, that's what you do when you get your papers. You start working. Buys here look very interesting. Yeah, but like that's basically how annoying it is, bro. When you're like, but I'm installing a $5,000 product and I need $1 million in insurance? Why? Oh, but you never know. What if you wet somebody's $1 million art painting? Okay. Oh, there goes the buys. I wanted to break it this high, but a pullback at least, not a... Why'd you close early, my boy? If this re-breaks the high, how many pips do we have here to fill the range? Another 20 pips up? But we just came back and respected. Was that a 5-minute closure? No, it wasn't. Yeah, this was the move here. What are you gonna do here? Well, that's gone. There goes my buy stop idea. Why'd I look at the hourly again? Oh, because I saw the hourly money. That's what. Yeah, I think this is going to come back up to fill the rest of this range. The entry was the buy stop above here. But I wanted it to form this down here and then drive. That's the buy stop I was looking at. I was looking at this at the buy stop here, which gave us 22 pips. $17 vents? Damn, dog, that's a pretty big house. Yeah. It gets expensive. The machine is a very pricey machine, and we get in deep on all the vents, and it cleans and sanitizes all of them. So it's a pretty deep cleaning. So you only need it like once every like 10 years. We recommend it every time you change your unit. And if you have tenants there, every time you get new tenants, if you're renting out your house, you should probably get your ducts cleaned. You never know if they were changing your filter or if they were smoking inside or what. Even candles can, too many candles can fuck shit up or cause like slime to be in there. Yeah, I was for sure looking for buys here and looking for another buy setup here. That would have been break even now with the way this is forming. That was a 5-minute closure. 5-minute gave us a bottom wick to this level right here. Kind of hesitating here a little bit. Gonna be patient. Closing full for 22 pips. Like a fucking G. These 5-minute levels strong, huh? It's not that it rejected off of just a 5-minute level. Is that look at the way that we're driving up, right? We're driving up like a savage. And when price is driving up fast like this, it eventually experiences a catastrophic pullback before a continuation. The same way we drove like this, it rejected the same way down. The same way we drove down like this, it rejected the same way up. This entire session, we're right back to where we started at the daily open. This was the daily open. We wicked past the daily open a few pips and then rejected the daily open. It's all about context. It's not just that it's a 5-minute level, it's how the market has been moving that makes that 5-minute level important. This 5-minute
closing.
the 30's closing.
It hasn't flipped. It's closing 45 cents. It's like 13.
Yeah, it's starting to buys are looking very interesting. Especially if we keep respecting here.
Buys. I don't know if that would work.
Well, majority of the time when you hit a support, it bounces. Majority of the time when you hit a resistance, it bounces. So if you're buying at a major support, that's always a good idea. If you're selling at a major resistance, that's always a good idea. It just depends when in the cycle you're doing it. Like, we're still respecting. Buying these lows would have been still super fucking clean. We're still respecting all of these lows here. But there's like Hank trades like that. If he sees major resistance like this, he's gonna buy. Every time we wick down into this support, he's gonna take a buy. Set his 10-20 pip TP, catch the TP, then wait for the next resistance to be tapped and do the same thing the opposite way. Wait for the next support, do the same thing the opposite way. And because of risk management, the majority of the time, you go on like a 6, 7, 8, 9 win streak. And then when you do take a loss, you're still up 2 or 3 trades. So buying here is never, buying at support is never a bad idea. The only difference for me is that these supports here, it retested 1, 2, 3, 4 times before driving, and it didn't even go that far. Then when it retested again, it barely didn't go that far either. So if we're not breaking all of these lows and grabbing real liquidity below these levels, is this level really enough to get us all the way past to the highs? It can be, but that's just my thought process. I'm like, all right, if this wicked all the way down through these lows and then price still wicked back up, and then on the higher time frame it looked way cleaner, then I'll be like, all right, maybe that is the complete low. But like the fact that the 30 closed all the way down here is still a little sketchy. We're wedging right now in the higher time frame. We're wedging. So that's why we have so much indecision right now.
Yeah, I was hoping for a steeper bottom weight on 30. The previous one closed doji bullish, so
That would have been very clean.
Sorry?
That would have been very clean, yeah. If it would have wicked down to here and then that would be clean. That's what I was looking for, something very similar.
Like Wick says, when he sees a doji candle on a higher time frame, he pretty much ignores it. The previous one was bearish, so it might just be a small bottom weight, create a top weight for it to come back down. So I would not have been ideal.
Yeah, a lot of people use dojis as reversal candles, but I really take them for use them for continuations.
Continuation of what? So it's a 30 is bullish doji, very, very small. Very large wicks, you would consider that as a continuation of buys? Of bullish,
No, for sales.
you're saying?
For sales. Like this right here is the celery play.
That's it.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, this is the celery closing below this doji, respecting this as turning it into a resistance, the candle flipping bearish. This is literally the celery play in action right here. This is
Yeah, I'm good. Problem is, it created a bottom wick first, then the top wick. I don't know if that bottom wick was sufficient to just ignore it because it was so
I don't know
small.
if I was looking at that back in like 2022 when I was trading like this specific strategy. So I would have had a sell stop here. The sell stop would have been activated, and I would have been right now been like, huh, what's going on? And my stop loss would be the previous 30. That's the devious celery play, closure below. Boom, fill the wick down. You're generally break even by the wick fill, but you know devious spam and close at 10. This would have
So
been
you'd have
an old
30
entry.
bits, of the top loss.
Yeah, usually the stop loss would be the previous hourly
Oh, hourly.
or 30. I'll show you.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's on my pictures
I
here.
mean, the
It'll
previous 30
be.
is like at 77, but the previous hourly is at the daily at high.
Do I have my
Is it daily high?
books here?
Yeah, the previous hourly is at daily high.
This is the celery. But for sales, how come I can't scroll down? Oh, where's the celery for sales right here? You get the closure below, the doji candle respecting. You have a sell stop breaking this candle low. The stop loss is this candle high, and this was the old devious entry.
So is that not a valid number?
It depends what the lower time frame looks like. What is it driving down now? I'm not looking.
It's just subway.
So it closed below a minor support, and then we have heavy support here. So if it was like a closure below all of this, then it would be more valid. Or generally that we would wait for like 15-minute levels, 30-minute levels. So this level wouldn't be valid, no, because we have a support here.
It might still come down.
Yeah.
Then go back up as well.
Yeah, it might tap this level,
So,
putting you by maybe 10 pips in profit, you spam close, and then it reverses. Then you would call that a win, but in reality, you just caught the last 10 pips before it almost fucked you.
and I've been in that situation many times. So.
So then looking at, if I see it on the 30, then I look at the 15, and it still looks a little similar on the 15, but then I look at the 5, and it looks different on the 5, and then I look at the 1, and it looks different on the 1, so I'm like, all right, cool. The setup is not valid anymore. But if all those setups are happening in the 30 all the way down to the 1, I can see my setup forming, then I'll take my entry. But that's how, like, when Don first came back on stream, he was talking about the way that he takes trades based off market structure, and buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here. You wait for the tap of the previous resistance, wick entry buy, wait for that push up, close, wait for the tap of the previous resistance, and that's how he would take trades. And it's just the same way. It's market structure, support and resistance, the basics. All right, so we're scooping here, we're starting to come down after grabbing orders here. So this could be an area where it starts to come down now. So I would be in drawdown here instead of hunting for a position, waiting for a better entry. So possibly the better entry starts to form, and then I get an entry, maybe at the same exact level as that 30-minute celery, but I saved myself 15, 20, 30 minutes of being in a trade and just watching price be in drawdown for 30 minutes. So that's, or maybe we're still taking the exact same trades. It's just we're getting so much better at sniping when it drives that see right now it would have been an entry, would have been in holding drawdown. So maybe it does drive eventually, but we're saving ourselves time, drawdown, headache, and annoyance by sniping the volume candle rather than the candle setup. The candle setup is there on the 30. It's still respecting. It almost came up to stop loss, but it's still rejected and it's still coming down. But I'd rather just be watching it than be in it watching drawdown. So journaling is very important. Journaling is very important. So we have 8 minutes for this 30. This 30 starting to come down now. But we're still at this strong support here. I don't like this support. I don't like all this support. Selling into support, even though it looks clean, if you get rid of all that and you just look at this, it looks fucking perfect, but I don't like this. So I think I'm gonna wait. I don't think I'm gonna take a trade here. Hey, everybody drop a like for the market mechanic pulling up. Showing some love. Not streaming no more, but hey. So how many pips did we catch tonight? Just 15 and a break even? Not bad. That would be up like 180 pips for the week on stream. Monday was Monday was like a 20 pip session, then 30, minus 20 on Asia. So that's like 150 pips on stream within like 6 trades, 7 trades this week. That's not bad. BTC dropped heavy today onto 500 pips strong. Holy shit, you shorted that? Congratulations, brother. Unfortunately, I can't congratulate you too much because my boy's holding a shit ton of BTC and that shit needs to pump so he could stay in profit. This is pretty cool watching my old entries play out to see what would happen. Okay, ladies, I'm gonna go watch TV. Have a good night, broski. Take it easy. Support, be supporting. Support, be supporting. No cap though. Options. Two bullish 15-minute closures respecting support here. We're in for a recession, fellas. Not only are we in for a recession, we're in for a money-making era where new multimillionaires are going to arise. And we're all in the right motherfucking place to be that. New era of stoic multimillionaires, not these fucking sex trafficking gays. It's like, this is what's going to happen to the US economy. The US economy was recovering after COVID, just like it was because money was being printed and shit happens. And then Trump was like, all right, we need to start fixing shit. And then uncertainty in the market starts to happen. And then when people realize, Trump is right, these policies are working, everything is working, holy shit, America's getting better, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a fucking skyrocket of the American economy like never before. That's what you're going to see. Once the Trump fear is over, this is what you're gonna fucking see. So if you're stacking pineapples all the way down here in your 401ks and your Roth IRAs and your personal investments, if you're stacking pineapples in the market all the way down here, when the pineapple fucking hits, my dude, you're gonna be up. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and take advantage of it. Because you understand that everything should get better because you trust who you voted for. So if that's the case and you see everything dumping, that's just dumbasses in fear. And I would go with my gut instinct and I would be buying all of the dips. You don't go in with all your money. You go in tenths and you start putting in little by little and averaging in. The stock market is made to go up. You're never going to miss the pump. It's always going to pump. So if somebody told you, oh, why are you buying gold? Look at how it's flying. It could just pull back. You bought up here. It pulled back for 2 weeks and then it flew. You bought up here again. It pulled back for 2 weeks and then it flew. You bought up here again. It pulled back for a month and then it flew. So that's the power of compounding. Your entry here would be up 95,000 pips. A $100 entry here would be up $95,000 all the way up here within April 2024 to now. A $100 runner from here to now would have been thousands of dollars. A 0.1 runner from here to here is 95 G's, bro. Monthly might look like it's starting to flip. Maybe it's going to do the same thing as we did here, where we came down to the previous resistance to grab orders before coming up. We might be coming down to these levels on the monthly. The weekly has flipped heavily bearish, and all the time frames are 4 hours bearish. 1 hour is flipping bearish. 30-minute is bearish. 15-minute is bearish. 5-minute is bearish. 1 minute is bearish. Everything is bearish at this very moment. But the volume is just dead. It literally is just frozen. Exactly. If this 1 hour does nothing, I'm gonna call it. I think that's what Mark the Mechanic was telling us to. He's gonna wait for the hourly because we're at a very strong indecision level and a lot of things are bearish, but we're at such a strong buy level, bro. The daily's bearish, 4 hour bearish, hourly 30, 15, 5, 1 was all bearish a couple minutes ago. Normally that would indicate take a fucking sell. But look at where we're at. Such a strong indecision level. So many bullish orders here that it doesn't matter what your bias is telling you, all the candles are telling you. Holding a sell here, you're just in chop zone. Wait till we get out of chop zone. Wait till volume pushes, and then we can get a push out of this zone. Watch your mouth. Whoa, watch your mouth. What did Nicki Minaj say? Every time somebody says a certain word, a fucking song pops in my head. Every time. It's looking like it's gonna be calling it. Yesterday we had banger trades, 40 pip session. Today 15 pips. It is what it is. It be like that, my bro. When the volume's hitting, it's hitting. When the setups are hitting, they're hitting. But when they're not, they're not. I could have taken some buys here. I was looking at taking some buys here off these lows. But this was the only entry that I had. The break of this high here, which gave us 22 pips. And plenty of opportunities to pineapple out. So it would have still been a good trade if I impulsed in. $22 likes with 20 viewers. Thank you, broskies. There's that 30-minute flip. I guess that old devious trade would have played out. It would have just taken forever. The old devious trade, 24 pips without hitting stops. That would have been a good one. I don't like this sell here on the 5. The 15, it looks good. 30 looks good, but the 5 and the 1, it just looks trash to me. Oh, look, as soon as we crossed, it's fucking dumped. That's interesting. As soon as we crossed is when the 30 flipped bearish and really dumped. Four minutes. This dump was clean. We're back at these lows. Very strong level. Hourly is about to close. This hourly pulls back and doesn't close below. Yeah, that's trash. How was your guys' night? See what NQ is up to. Oh, NQ fucking dumped tonight. Oh no, it didn't. All it did market open was move 150 pips. I guess that's a decent amount. It's almost like it's saying, no, save my tax dollars. What a dump on the Nasdaq, huh? That was a 3,300 pip drop. 3,000 pip drop, dude. That's probably why that girl made $3,000 off a fucking one lot. I really just closed. Let's see what it did. The hourly did close below. We're getting a top wick on this hourly now. Tanja trades. Tanja. Tanga. Una tanguita. Hey, yo. You respected here, buddy. Why you gotta do that, though? Yeah, I'm gonna call it. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys made some money. Some good risk management there. Sales still don't look bad. I'm gonna look a little bit later. Wait for another 30 minutes, see what happens. See if we continue breaking down here or if we confirm support to long into London. Hey, drop a like, everybody. Have a good night, gang. Take it easy.